In the golden days before the great flood, when the gods still walked the earth and shaped the fate of mortals like potters at the wheel, there was a great feast, and at this feast there was beer. Lots and lots of beer. Ninmah, the goddess of birth and creation, sat with Enki, the god of wisdom, water, and mischief. They drank, they laughed, they boasted of their powers. The more they drank, the more reckless their words became. Enki, always the trickster, leaned back and smirked. "Ninmah," he said, his voice thick with drink, "you are the great mother, the shaper of flesh. But I am Enki, the lord of wisdom. No matter what you create, I can give it a place in the world." Ninmah's eyes gleamed. She slammed her cup on the table. "Is that a challenge, Lord of the Deep?" she taunted. "Very well. Let us see what kind of creatures I can craft." The gods roared with laughter as Ninmah staggered to the clay pit, and so, drunk on divine beer, she began to create. The man who could not bend his fingers. With clumsy hands, Ninmah shaped a man, but his fingers were stiff and unbending. He could not grasp tools, could not farm, could not even feed himself. Enki examined him, rubbing his chin. He shall become a servant to the king. He will hold his cup, pour his drinks, and live in the palace, never needing to work the fields." The gods cheered. Enki had won this round. The blind man. Ninmah made a man without sight. His world was nothing but darkness. Enki smiled. "He will be a singer. He shall learn to play the lyre and recite poetry, for in darkness the soul finds music." The gods laughed again. The man who could not stop shaking. Ninmah, now swaying on her feet, shaped a man whose hands trembled uncontrollably. Enki nodded. "He will serve in the temple, tending the sacred fires. His shaking hands will scatter the incense, making the air fragrant for the gods." Even Ninmah chuckled at this one. But she wasn't done. The woman who could not give birth. With a wicked grin, Ninmah crafted a woman whose womb was closed. Enki frowned, then smirked. "She will live among the women, serving in the royal palace, caring for the children of others, though she will bear none of her own." The gods hooted. Even a curse could be turned into a role in Enki's world. The man who could not hold his urine. Now truly drunk, Ninmah made a man who could not control his bladder. He leaked constantly, embarrassing himself before gods and mortals alike. Enki's laughter boomed across the heavens. "Ah, my dear Ninmah, you have finally made one even I cannot fix." The gods howled with laughter, banging their goblets on the table. Ninmah, flushed with both drink and defeat, groaned. "Very well, Lord Enki. You win this game of creation. But tell me, what shall become of this last, most miserable of men?" Enki, still chuckling, placed a gentle hand on the man's head. "He will live. He will sit among the king's fools, making even the great ones laugh. For the world needs laughter as much as wisdom." And so humans were made, not perfect, but flawed. Some were blind, some weak, some infertile, some trembling, but all had a place. Enki, in his wisdom, had shown that even imperfection has purpose. The gods drank deep into the night, and when the sun rose, the world had changed. The humans had begun their journey, not as divine beings, not as perfect creations, but as creatures of struggle, survival, and unexpected meaning. And so, the gods laughed, and so, the humans lived. The end.